Okay. Monday, Monday, Monday. Mm. Hello, chat. Hello, 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 chat. Just wait. Let me change the settings. I just forget to change some things. Right. Um, it will just take 1 minute. And okay, that's done. Okay, just wait and let me at the phone. Right. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, can you say 35? Yeah. Hello, hello, hello. Hmm. Hello, mates. Today is day 66 of my DSA journey. In today's stream, we will be solving solving a new problem based on recursion. Right, as we have started learning recursion, and what we will be doing today. And yeah, we will be doing a revisit, right, as we do. Just me let okay. Let me just paste the link in the Discord. I just forgot to paste the link. Then after that, we will start today's stream. And today we have problem, right? We will solve it with two approaches, right? First will be the normal recursion, and the second will be the backtracking. I think its name is backtracking. Okay. Uh, uh, um. Okay. Hello. 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 Okay. Just let's start. So, what we will do first? I think we should do a revisit of a problem, or maybe we will do it after solving the new problem, right? So let's start with the new problem. And the new problem will be on Geek for Geeks. As today I didn't got the time to learn some new concepts, or maybe we will find a problem which will be on LeetCode. But I thought, why not take a problem which is on Geek for Geeks, as this was also in a lecture. So I thought, let's take a basic problem. Raj Singh Hania. Hello, man. Welcome to the stream. What's up? Great, man. How you doing? I have seen you for the first time on the stream. So in this problem, we have to do like print 1 to n, but um, without using loops. So that means we can use recursion, right? And the thing is that the things we can do using recursion can also be done using loops, right? Um, in this problem, you keep track of who visits the stream using me. Um, yeah, a little bit, but I think I've seen you for the first time on the stream. So, hey, am I audible? I think my voice is not coming, right? Hey, I think I know you. I think, do I know you? Today I'm not that well. Some things were going in the background, and okay. No, man, I think you have came from another ID. As I have never seen on my stream a person named as Raj Singhania, right? By the way, your name is very good. So in this problem, we have given up an positive integer, n. We have to print numbers from 1 to n, right? And in this problem, what we can do, hey, someone's, you have seen, and I have talked about my college too. Oh, maybe I've just forgot it about it. Because the way in the journey we have to you know forget some things, right? As there so many people come, so like sometimes the information gets mixed. Your college starts from September. No, nope, it have already started. 8th of August, we were having the first online class, and what about you, man? You are in college? Okay. In this problem, I think we will be only be able to use backtrack method, right? As we can see, we have directly been given n. So let me just ask it from ChatGPT. Can we use the another method? If not, what we will do? We will be, yeah, man. I'm in the first sem right now. So for that approach, we will be for the normal recursive approach. We will be using Excali draw to explain how that normal recursive approach will work, right? And what is the type of approach that we will be using in this problem, uh, which is the opposite of recursive method. I think its name is, and the time complexity will be the same. Shall we use any building function? Hello, man. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Vinod. Um, oh, really? What about you, man? You haven't told about yourself. Vinod, I have just started the stream, and right now I am learning recursion. So that thing, the words you will be using, maybe to make the traverse and so on. In this, no, in this problem, we will be using um, recursion, right? As you can see here, it is marked as recursion, right? But in this case, I think we will be using a different method, and its name is backtrack, right? Just wait, let me. Approach two is backtracking, right? Like what we will be doing, I will show you. I thought we will be able to use both the methods, but there is a constraint in this. Sorry, there is a restriction in this problem, which is limiting us to use the method. Okay, right. I had already did, but as you claim, you remember about people in previous stream, you don't remember. No, man, I really don't. I just forget, I think. For that, we can use a looping to make it travel or reverse the number. Vinod, have you just started with DSA? Hello, man. Hello, welcome to the stream, Dipto. Expect DSA now. Um, JavaScript was going on, but yeah, it is just paused. I have to do some streams on that, where I will be practicing JavaScript. Today, I was supposed to solve other problems, but due to some things, I have picked this problem. Um, if it was not the problem, we will be solving it on the lead code. I give you first like, bro. Oh, great. Um, great, man. Start learning AI too. Yeah, I know. I think I can. What you're talking about is, I think I have a little bit of. I think I know a little bit of about it, like how we can right accelerate the workflow or of learning web development, right, by by using some AI tools, right, like Cursor or anti gravity, or yeah, it's in the mind. Just I want it to just get a little bit stable. Then yeah, we'll start with the other things. Okay, so let's start with this problem. So here n is already given, right? We can't change the main function as here main function is just hidden. So we will have to use the backtracking method as this is the method. And if this is the normal method in which we start I from 1 and we just keep printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by doing I plus 1. But in this case, yeah, not the recursive method. Hello, option. Welcome to the stream. Shan Thapar. Oh, hello, Shan. Welcome to the stream. Bro, I started DSA 1 month ago. Still not able to solve question by myself. Solve questions by selection. What should I do? Um, maybe you need some structure, and you can what you can do the problems that you have already solved, right? I think you have solved problems um, not topic wise, right? You haven't gone randomly on the lead code and you haven't picked random problems, right? Yeah, yeah. I am getting the input about this that AI market is shifting about towards AI as even they sometimes they aren't asking about DSA, right? It's just they're just doing some experiments in the interviews. Ishan, are you still here? We will not be using the recursive method. We will be using the backtrack method, right? This backtracking. Maybe I am using wrong words, but yeah, we have just started learning. Okay, it's called backtracking recursion, right? Backtracking recursion. Okay, fine. So how should I study DSA and I'm also doing web dev in Stack? Is it safe? Yeah, it is safe. Just for studying DSA, I think you need a if you can follow any playlist on YouTube, right? First, as a beginner, you should follow any playlist on YouTube where you will have a understanding about how the structure will be, right? Or you can even ask from ChatGPT the topics that you have already done, and you can ask, I have done this, this, this. Am I going in the right way, or what should be the structure of learning of mine, right? And then according to that, you can start with the topics, like the basic topics and some easy level questions in the starting. Then after that, you can just increase the levels to medium or hard. And there is also another thing that you have to revisit the problems that you have already done, right? So that you can, when you will revisit, what will happen? Then you will be able to see some new patterns. Then you will again and again try and revisit a problem, right? Like I think in the starting days, what I did, I used to revisit a problem. I think around 4 or 5 times, right? Like not for so many days, but yeah, for some days, and yeah. So you will have to go structure wise. If you will not have a structure, then you will be just learning random things, right? And you will have knowledge, but you will have randomized knowledge, right? But you need a structured knowledge so that you can go structure wise. Fine, but yeah, Shan balance. Web dev not similar. Yeah, both a little focus on AI. First, you can choose with like if your web dev is little bit stronger, then you can make it stable, right? As if you have given time in that. Then after that, you can think to make DSA stronger, and there comes a conflict in between both of these. If we try to do it at the same time, just there is a conflict, right? So we will have to choose to which thing we will be giving less amount of time, right? Yeah, revisit is very important. And instead of just writing the code, you can just try to understand first what is being asked in the question. And uh, when you open a new question, you should be able to understand or maybe understand a little bit about it, like what is being asked in the question. Even if you are able to understand a part of it, I think that will be good. And I'm also a beginner, so this is the advice. And but we need to clear. Yeah, I have just started with it. I think around June, but yeah, it's just paused. I have done HTML and CSS, but CSS needs some hand-on practice, and yeah. But I thought I will need to give some good amount of time to the JavaScript. Yeah, I think so. Like in the beginning, I was following this sheet from Apna College, but right now I've just changed the playlist from Apna College to Striver. You know Striver, and if someone have a good amount of time, they have just started with the college. I think they can go with Striver for some time. Uh, like I'm feeling that okay, Striver is good. Like he's teaching in a very good way. Right now, option fundamental for what? As you're talking about dev, right? So in the front end we have three three things, right? As a fundamental as HTML and CSS and JavaScript. Yeah. Like I've just recently started with Striver, so like I'm lacking it. Um, an option. What is the real? Okay, you're asking from Raj Singhania. Okay, in which year you are, and how can I contact you? I mean, sorry. Um, I'm in the first year right now, and just the college I started few days ago, around 8th of August. You can contact me on LinkedIn, or if you want, you can join our Discord server. Um, here, right? Which college pro? Okay. Yeah, this is the college. Um, nope, nope, nope. It's an online degree, as you know, online programs. Today's agenda is to solve this new problem, in which we will be using backtrack recursion, right? It's called, yeah, backtracking recursion. Uh, native language, Hindi. We are in India, so it will be Hindi, right? Hey, you have came after a long time, man. Hello, man. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing, man? I haven't seen you on the Discord from a very long time. Like, it's been a long time. Oh, without monitor? Why? What happened to the monitor? Like, can be anything. Why only Hindi? Yeah, it can be Marathi, it can be Gujarati, right? When today, last time we got the issue, we are doing this, remember? Yeah, I remember things. And right now I've just started with the recursion yesterday. From I picked the Strava playlist, and today I didn't got the time to continue the lectures, so I just picked this problem. Uh, last. Nope, nope, dev or AI. Um, yeah, you can suggest me some backend resources for the backend, right? Like, what do you think? Which YouTube channel is good? If we talk about just the backend, um, we will talk in Bihari. Can we connect? Yeah, he's on the Discord. You can connect with him. How we? Oh, the problem is even in the mobile phone, the comments are being translated into English. Why do I don't know why? Okay, so let's start with the problem, right? So we have n. What we will do? We have the function. Inside this function, we have to do if at any point we found that n is equals to 0, we will just return, right? Um, yeah. And how this will happen? This is just the opposite of the normal recursive method, right? That we use. And I okay, you guys keep talking. I'm not that much well today, so I will just doing the stream as of Harry. Just I'm just sitting here, right? That's the thing. The things that are happening is just okay. After that, we will again this call this function, right? That we do, but here you can see we haven't used the print function, right? And we'll do n minus one, right? Because we don't have to use the restriction is that we don't have to use the I plus one, right? And we can use I minus one, right? So that's why. Okay, wait. In this we have I, but in this we will have just n, and because even in the input we have n, right? If we will use VS Code, we can write our own code for this, and we can just use another style to write the backtrack method. Just there, this is that will be just an style for that, and here you can see we are doing n minus one, right? And we are printing that after this function call is right after the work that needed to be done in this function call will be done, right? That's the thing. So and we need to print from 1 to n, right? That's also the thing. And if it was just we did it before, if we want to do it before this, right? um, I think it's given some empty space, right? Okay. Then in this case, we will just print 5, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? And it's like this. But if we just put it after the function, what will happen? First, this function will wait till this function is completed, right? And when we will call this function again, this will call this function again and again, and until n is equals to 0. When n will be equals to 0, we will just return, and we will keep returning, and we will get the values as 1 2 3 4 5, right? um, I know it will not be clear, so we will be using xcali draw for it, and it will be n minus 1, right? We don't have to use int because we have already passed an argument, right? On this main function, this will be the initial call, right? That we are making, and these are the recursive calls, right? And we white skipping error. Okay, we just have to use return. We don't have to return any value, right? We just will use return. I think we should have taken a more harder problem, but there are some concepts first that it's needed to be understood. Yeah, it's just I use it as as I've listened that it's a good way that good programmers use basis. Like it's a I've listened that it's a good convention, but that teacher was from Apna College. I don't know. So I should have picked a good problem today in which we will be seeing some new things. But today, okay, so let's do the dry run, right? How this is working. I think that will be good. Come on, man. No wrong. It will lead to error. It's not a way. What? It didn't give any error, man. Okay, just wait. Let me. It's passed. No error. Yeah, I have watched this problem for his driver, and it was like, you know, he did it in the notebook, but I just found this problem on Geek for Geeks, so I thought let's why not take it, and I'm talking. Oh, okay, with the braces. If we will use the braces, but why? We are okay. So we will have to put it inside the if block, right? Okay. But man, I used return with braces before in some of the problems, right? Where we use base case, um, there are some problems in which we put the if condition, and if that, suppose if the size of number of elements in the array is 1 or less than 1 or less than, then in that case we did use the return statement with the curly braces also. But I think in this case we aren't returning something, we are just using the return statement, right? And that's why, as you are also saying, we are just using the return statement that the work is just done and we can just return from the function. So, right. I don't think so. Raj is on the Discord. Raj, if you want, you can go to the Discord and you can connect with this guy. He's on the Discord, and yeah, there are also the people in the Discord. Um, so we were doing the dry runoff, right? So what did, we were supposed to print 1 to n, right? Oh man, just don't know why. I just did take a bath at the wrong time. At the evening time, I just did take a bath, and the weather was not that good. And right now, it's kind of right. We have to print from 1 to n, and how I'll do it using recursive backtrack recursion, right? we call a function, suppose just like this function, right? And here we went, and here we are doing what we did. We first put in a condition, right? The base condition, right? That we have to use. If there will be no base condition, then it can become an infinite loop, and then the stack overflow will happen, as we have already discussed about it in the previous stream. That what is stack overflow, and so if at any point we found that I is right equals to uh, 0, in that case we will just return, right? Like you say that okay, that function is this function is done, and, but how we did use, okay, we used n here, but we will say that okay, this is I, right? In the input we have I, uh, or let's take n, right? Instead of 5 you should take n, as at any point if n is equals to 0, yeah, if n is equals to 0 we will use the return statement, right? Forget about the curly brace, semicolon, right? We are just doing a dry run, and here after that we again call the function. Instead of just printing the number, we just again recall the function, and we did n minus 1. We called it with n minus 1, right? And after that we did use the print statement to print the print n, right? N, and it's not looking good. Okay. Just assume it, okay, we have just used the cout statement and to print n. And what will happen after this? We just call this function, right? We just call this function from the main function. Suppose this is the main function, and here we have just passed n, right? So integer n. Suppose we pass 3. We can take integer n as 3, right? We are not taking big values in the input, and then after that we just call the function and pass n in it, and right, we just call this function, and then after that when we will call this function, n will be 3, right? Integer n will be 3, and this function will start. First we will check about if n is equals to 0. It's not 0, then what we will do, we have again inside that function we have called another function, right? And we are making a recursive call. What is the question? Question is this: we have to print 1 to n without using loops, and that means that we have to use some recursion based method, right? So I'm using backtracking recursion, not the forward recursion, right? In which we just go in a forward way. Now in this we know that n is not equals to 0, right? We just again call the function, make a recursive call, and n is still needed to be printed, right? So we have just said that okay, we will print n after this recursive call is done, right? But so that means this function is waiting to be completed, and first then when this function will return something, then we will again be in this function, and we will say that okay, this function is have done its job. Then after that we will print that particular n, right? And that this case that particular n will be 3. So now if we see here, right, what is happening in the n minus 1? So in the f minus n minus 1, we will have 2, right? We will have 2. And as we have did n minus 1, so n minus 1 will be 3 minus 1, that is 2. And we are again checking the same condition, right? I'm not writing the condition. If n is 0, right? If n is 0, and we just use the return statement. Oh man, it's just looking so much bad, right? If n is equals to 0, right? We are just using return. So return, right? So in this case, we know that okay, n is not equals to 0, it is 2. But after that, then what will happen? It will again call the same function, right? Like it will again make a recursive call. It will be of n minus 1, and in this case, it will become, and then after that, it will use the print statement, and my name, bye Raj. Good to see you on the stream. Um, Thanks for joining the stream, Raj. Bye, man. So then this thing will not be executed, right? First, this function that the call we are making, first this call should return something. Then we will be back in this function, and the last line will be executed. Then we will be out of this function, right? Okay, right. Then and here n is 3. We can write it as 3. Then then we will again call the function, right? We will again make a recursive call, and now it will be for 1, right? It will be for 1, and we will again do the same check if n is equals to 0, but it's not 0. So if n is equals to 0, but it's not 0, right? We will not return from this function right now. Uh, but in the next call, we will be just using the return statement, and we will see how the printing of the numbers from 1 to n is being done, right? And then it is not equals to 0, then this return statement is not executed, right? So if we will again make a recursive call, right, for n minus 1, and after that we again just making it wait till this function is the function is work is thus done. Okay, wait, just it's not looking good, right? Then we will again call this function, and in this time it will be 0, right? Function for 0 in the value we will have 0, and then this condition will become true, right? If n is equals to 0, if n is equals to 0, we will just return from the this function, right? And when we will return make this return statement, that means the job of this function is done. So we will be out of this function, and we will come back to this function, right? We will be in this function. Okay, just wait, let me change the color, and let's use this color. So after using the return statement, we will just return from this function, and this function work is done, right? So we will just print that number, and that number is 1, right? As you can see, that number is 1 when this function is done, and then after that we will be in this function, right? Then this function work is already done for n minus 1. Then we will print n, and in this time n is equals to 2, right? And after that we will be out of this function as this last line has been executed, and then after that we will be out of this function, and we already know that this function is executed, so we will print n, and this time n is equals to 3, and then we will also be out of this function, and we will be in the main function, and we know that okay, the recursive call is done. right? Sorry, the initial call is the work that we needed, that is needed to be done in the initial call is done, right? Then we will say that okay, now the program is terminated, right? Program, like the program is run, right? So it's terminated program. Okay, leave it. We can use some text, right? Program terminated, right? So this is how we are printing the numbers, right? So what we did in the backtrack method, you can see how we are printing the numbers. First, we are calling a function. Then after that, in that we are checking if n is equals to 0, and if not, we are again making a function call in that function, right, as a recursive call. Then after that, we said that okay, first wait till this function work is done, then we will print the number. That number is just waiting to be printed. Then we are in this function, and this number is again waiting to be printed, and again this, and we will be in this part of the function. In this part, we know that n is equals to 0, right? So we just return from it, and the job of this function is done. So we just print that first, and then the this function work is done. Then we will be in this part, and in this part we will again print at the n, and again this part, and this is how we print numbers from 1 to n using the recursive method, right? Okay. Maybe it will not be that much clearly understandable, right? But I have just did a try to explain it. And if suppose we are just using the forward recursion, in that case, what we will have done is that we will have just again and again did this thing. Let me show you, right? If we start I from 1, if we had I, we can just say if at any point I is more than n, right? Then we will just return. So every time we are just printing I, and we are doing making the calling the function again, and in the after that time we are just using I plus 1, right? First I will be 1, where it will print 1, then 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then when it will be more than n, that is when it will be 6, I will be 6, then it will be more than 5, then we are just using the return statement. That means we are the job of this function is done. So we will be out of this function, and we will be in the main function, and in the main function, that function call work is done, right? So the program is now terminated, and this is how the backtracking approach is used, right? That we did talk about. So instead of just thinking about okay, we will just use recursion in the forward way, we can use it in a backward way to do some job when we have some restrictions, when we can't use, suppose in this case we can't use I plus 1, right? So we deduced, we can say I minus 1. It's just a variable name is given as n here. It could be I also, it could be k, it could be j, it could be t. But oh, can we take a good problem? I think we can take a problem. Let me just ask. I don't have any easy but good problem, which is on LeetCode, like this. Fibonacci number is already done. Give a string. Okay. No, I will not try that right now. Power of 3. With the recursion and did have solved Fibonacci number and and we have print from 1 to n. Hey, why started trying, man? Shouldn't have started trying. Power of 3. But we have already did this problem with another method, but we can take that problem again, right? As we can make it as a revisit using recursion, right? So for 3, how we'll do it? We'll have to keep dividing it. We'll take the modulo of it, right? Then we can say that number is in the recursion. But isn't it straightforward? I think let's check it. What the thing is happening with the LeetCode? I think my voice is not that much clear, right? Today, oh, I think it's clear. Meeting, no. Okay. Ooh. I know people are watching me at the right time, but I think they will also be confused, like what this guy is doing, right? Some days the streams go like this, and today is Monday, so I think not that much people. Why it's taking this much time to load? Okay, today I think we will be using Geek for Geeks, but yeah, we have to do the revisit on the lead code, right? So if I go and find some problems, nth Fibonacci number, power using recursion, should we do it? Should we? These are some easy problems, right? Basic. Um, what if it's too easy? Count digits in a number. Should we do it? But print pad. into something else. Maybe the basic ones. We should go with the basic ones. We don't have the idea. Should be 81, right? And it's 9 raised to the power 9. Okay, 9 raised to the power 9. In this problem, we can use recursion, but they can multiply the same number with itself again and again until it will become 0, right? If at any point we found that the p, the power has become 0, then we can stop and we can just add. But how we will add those numbers? That's the case, right? I think we can use a sum, right? In that sum, we can add those values, right? Sum plus equals to that number, uh, and in the end, we will be returning the sum in this function in the initial function call, right? And the problem with it first was its time complexity was big of n, and indirect recursion. Okay, it's not a problem. I think it's just an article. So on recursion, I think. Yeah, should we do this using recursion? Okay, we can use recursion in this, and we have to check if a number is power of 3 or not. So in the recursive function, what we will do, we can, okay, before doing this, we will first do the revisit, right? And it's not that much harder problem that we did yesterday. It was Fibonacci number, and we were just printing the nth Fibonacci number, right? Only just that particular Fibonacci number. So first let revisit that. Then after that we will do the revisit of this problem using recursion, and its name is power of 3. I think what we will do, we will first divide it, and again and again we will check if at any point n is equals to 0. Right. If at any point it's not equals to 0, okay. Fibonacci number. Let's first do the revisit. Don't know till which point the lead code will work, right? And I have seen this problem in the lead code. I think from the past 1 week it is having these server issues. Okay, till this is loaded, we can just try to understand what we will be doing. Right, power of 3, and we can close these. let's put it at this side, right? So we have power of 3. If we want to do it using recursion, okay, this can become the base case, right? We don't have to change it. And instead of using a while loop, we have to use recursion at this point, right? So, and even this can become the base case, but then when we will make a recursive call, it will be n is equals to n divided by 3, right? So we will do n divided by 3. So we will get the new n, and that new n, we will have to take modulo, right? How we will take the modulo? But model is already been taken in, right? And we have to do while n is more than 1. So yeah, let's try to, we can just try it. How maybe it will work or maybe it will fail. Maybe what we can do, we'll have to put use the if condition, and when like for the I, right? For the n, that so that we can keep repeating, right? Wait, 3, it will be n 3. I think we can't do it like this, mm, but it will fail. Minus 2 to the power 31. Okay, can go in the negative side. Um, if this will happen, how will we be able to do the things, right? So let, okay, till this is test case is done, we can do the revisit, right? LeetCode is having some good good issues. Till these things get reloaded, we can try to understand some things. So in the approach that we reduced for the F1 to N, in which instead of using forward recursion, we did backtrack recursion, right? Backtrack recursion. So in the forward recursion, we first print before making another call, but in the uh, opposite method, we first make a call to the function, make a recursive call to the function, and then we print that n, right? Something is unknown network. What? I don't know how other people are streaming, right? We try and search. Okay, is it something related to this network? Network is fine. We can close. Okay, Fibonacci number is loaded. Let's just wait till this is reloaded. So we can do the revisit of this problem till that is done. So in this problem, we have to find the Fibonacci number, right? We have to find the nth Fibonacci number, right? As suppose we have given n is equals to 2, so we have to find the second Fibonacci number. And if n is equals to 4, we have to just find the fourth Fibonacci number and just we will return that Fibonacci number, like in the Fibonacci series. So for that, we just call the Fibonacci number function. For we make the initial call, and inside that initial call, if n is equals to 0, right? If we are trying to find the very first Fibonacci number, it will be 0, and if we will try to find the second Fibonacci number, it will be 1. Right? As in the Fibonacci series, the first values are 0 and 1, then it becomes 1, then 2. Yeah. Then it becomes 3, then 5, and right, the fourth value will be 3, then 5, then it will be 8, then it will be 13. I think that's 13. And for that, we just did return Fibonacci of n minus 1 plus n minus 2. And it in the okay, we are right now not using the recursion trees, right? So in the recursion tree, it will do the things like, let's just open this Fibonacci problem, and its sign complexity was big of 2 into n. Yeah, hmm? Not that much. Suppose we are trying to find the fifth Fibonacci number, right? I will not draw the tree, right? The tree will look like this. When we will make the call for Fibonacci of 5, it will do first. It will check, right? As we are doing Fibonacci of n minus 1 plus Fibonacci of n minus 2, right? And again, it will make a recursive call like this. First, we are giving the finding the nth Fibonacci number. Then it is 5. So n minus 1 will be 4, and n minus 2 will be 3. So after that, n minus 1 will also make a recursive call, right? As for 3 and 2, as n minus 1 and n minus 2, and again until we have 1 and 0 Fibonacci number. Sorry, second and first Fibonacci number, and n minus 2 we are doing the same. We are taking 2 and 1, then 1 and 0. Oh man, it's why it's just, yeah, we are making call for Fibonacci of 2 and 1, then the 2 and In the 2, we are making call for 1 and 0. And for okay, it's not looking that much good in this, but the total calls, if we count the call, it will be 11 calls, right? If we are trying to find Fibonacci number, fifth Fibonacci number, right? And like it's not that we can say okay, we just make a initial call, and instead that initial call we are just making two recursive calls, right? I also did thought about that. It's just we are making two recursive calls, but that's not the case. As we can see, we are making 11, not 11, we are making 10 recursive calls, right? As for 5, we'll say that okay, this is the initial function call, we don't count it in the recursive call, right? So oh, do we care what we deserve? I don't know, the camera gets sometimes it gets blurred. Just wait, I will be back in 2 minutes. Right, I will be back in 2 minutes. And the revisit of this problem is already done, I think. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. We are back. We are back. Hello. And sorry, people. Today, I think I'm not doing it in a way, right, that it's supposed to be. But yeah, there are some things that I'm not well today due to some things in which I was busy today, and because of that, I didn't took some problems, right? Some good problems. So sorry for that. We should have taken some good problems, and also we should have learned some new concepts, right, in the recursion. But tomorrow we will do it in a good way. So first, revisit CAD, and its name was Fibonacci number. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, why did the YouTube change the way it looked? Right. Okay. Hey people, is someone watching the stream? If someone watching the stream, you can just say hello. So we can. Okay, I think no one is on the stream. So we can. What we can do? We were solving this, right? Power of three. What is the? Can we use? Can we see? Okay, I was thinking to do an experiment with a headphone. Right. Today, I think we can do that experiment. Can't we learn like we are doing learning public stream? Can't we just watch the lectures, right, from Striver in the live? But I think there will be some lectures which is needed to be watched in the offline. Right? But yeah, yeah, why they have created two playlists, man. Lead code, straight, lead code, C++, Java. Oh, okay. After that, he have taken some problems, but it mean he have don't know why he have taken some topics as quick sort and mud sort. I think it's something related to uh, something related to recursion, right? Okay, the head is kind of heavy. Okay, I think as I've seen people using headphones, so I think in that case you will be able to listen to the lectures, and at the same time I will also be able to listen to the lectures, right? So I have to check for that. So I'm just waiting to let's just first solve this problem using recursion. And if we will fail, we will use the chat GPT to understand how, as in the start playlist, I can see it have multiple, all kind of patterns, right? So in the all kind of patterns, the video is around 34 minutes long, and I have seen him, he doesn't take that much time to explain the things. So I think we need some learning before doing some problems. So just we are doing it before even. And man, these are the easy problems, right? When we will take hard level problems in the recursion, I've seen, I think, yeah, there are some problems which we can take, and those are hard level problems in which recursion will be applied. There, I think, in that case, we will have some good amount of learning. Uh, Come on, man. Come on. The hell it got uh, submitted, but why? Even I will have to check for this. Is it really submitted or not? Right? As we have a shit. Unknown network. Where's the unknown network, man? I will just copy this in case it get failed to be. We can reopen it and man, even it is loading some of the things as you can see. Okay, there was a time where we were okay, but in this on this day thing we must run the code. Come on, man. Come on, come on. Okay. Expected member name or after declaration is correct. Files. I think we just don't need to use this, but it will return true, right? It can return true. I think we just star of three. So it's three. I think it will be okay. We can confirm it, right? We should first confirm it. Um, okay, the spelling mistake is in the off. There is a spelling mistake. Oh, oh, it got accepted. Hmm? No, it passed 14,000 test cases, but oh, it have 21,000 test cases. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. So what we can do? I think there is a slight mistake in the problem that we are making. Right? There's a slight mistake. N is equals to 45. The output is true. Expected was false. Right. So now I think we can use ChatGPT, find out, or maybe we can use our own mind, right? That if we use, if we just put it into a, if n is more than one, what will happen if we just put it in inside a bracket? Yeah, will it happen or not? Right? Will it happen or not? Right? Or it will give. Oh oh shit. But yeah, if we see, it gave the again the same error, right? So that means we can use some if conditions on a uh, recursive call, right? Even on the recursive call, we can use some conditions. Um, I will I will not get the code. I am writing code for power of three using recursion. You don't give me the code, quiz me and get the answer from me, and also you can tell how much part of the code is right. 75% correct. Let's check is for okay. There's an important recursion mistake. Slow is right. Okay. Oh, what if we use at any point if n is equals to 1, right? If n is equals to 1, or what if we just change this condition that if n is equals to at any point n is equals to 1 or less than 1, right? Okay. Who? Oh, hello man. Hello Murphy. Welcome to the stream. Uh, things? What? What are you talking about? Oh, first tell me, is it the AI? Yeah, I've just. You wanted it English? I can do it in English. I can just give it some. That command. Good now. I have made changes into the condition for n is equals to 1. No, man, it's your AI bot. But I think if we just see the important parts, right? Okay, yeah, I was thinking about this that it will we have some problem. Can't do it like this, right? 3 to the power 0 is 1, right? So yeah, we know about it. Yeah, return bool. Um, if at any point we found that if n is equals to 1, we can return true, right? If at any point we found that n is equals to 1, we will return true, non by. Okay, but I think this should be in this block, right? This block. Uh, and why will this exist, man? This should. Yeah, this will exist. This will exist. Okay. Oh, false, false. Right. Think No, something is wrong and something is just needed to be fixed. What's bro? Regular viewer plus. Oh, hello Neeraj. Welcome to the stream. Man, I have seen you for the first time. Hello, and yeah, I'm doing great. What about you? Today I'm not well, as some things were going in the background, so that's why you'll see that. Yeah, this guy is talking, but yeah, his energy is a little bit low. But yeah, we are trying to solve this using recursion. We already did have solved this problem before using for loop, sorry, while loop, but here we are using. Oh, hmm. Oh, thanks, man. What about you? You also on the lead code. It should have been more, but yeah, I'm not. After a point, I just got to know. Okay, we are not chasing numbers. We have to understand the patterns, right? Um like there is some gaps in the learning. Oh, great man. Like there is some gap in the learning. If those gaps would have been filled before, I think it would have been around 170 or you know 160 and 70. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to follow right now. As right now I've started Recursion. So even at this point I've picked those problems which is already solved by myself before. Right. As it is solved on 10th of June and today is 17 August. And I was not well, so I thought why not take this problem? And I'm not on the lead code. Just I'm not on the lead code. I'm also on the Geek for Geeks, and I'm also on CodeChef. As you know, right, there are some problems which is not available on lead code, or if which channel also study. Yeah, I follow some channel. First, I was following Apna College playlist, but after that, when Recursion was going to start, I thought, yeah, I just switched to Striver because of some things that I got to know about that playlist. In that playlist, there were some issues, there were some gaps, right? And Recursion was supposed to be started earlier, but I did have started it a little bit late because of those gaps. Those gaps were like the foundation, C++ fundamentals, or containers, maps, sets, stack, queue, and these containers, not as data structures, the containers. Um, yeah, I used to use like I use Geek for Geeks or other platform because some of the problem are not available on the lead code, right? And those are some good problems that we can solve. And if we want, if even they are on the lead code, we have to purchase the premium. And who will purchase the premium, man? Right? We can purchase the premium, but that will be another time. So, Neeraj, from where are you? Are you from? Like, where are you from? Yeah, even they have started paying, right? Why need to pay when for Pune? So you are working or you are a student? You have one offer from Hyderabad 6LP. So why are you waiting? Are you so you are in the last year, I think, of your college, right? Okay. And how you did like gone pattern wise? You followed any playlist or you uh, created your own roadmap? Like you followed any YouTuber for some specific topics or was it by yourself? And how, but even if it was by yourself, you would have used some AI, right? Or maybe any website. And what's the problem that you're having as you have an offer from Hyderabad, then like if you want to share it, you can share. What about Pratyush and AI and lead codes, driver A to Z or basics could okay. So you're talking about the driver playlist, right? Not the sheet, right? Oh, HR is your friend. So that's if division by three, then recursion call will be stopped. Oh, okay. Like if it is equals to zero, right? No, it is equals to one. Then in that case, right? Then it should return one. Sheet only. Okay. But I think it okay, coder army and look. So but I think Striver is good, right? Even if we are following the playlist, Striver is good, right? I have just picked some specific playlist. Maybe for the next topic, I think next will be linked list. And if Striver will, I will not like Striver. I will just change it. Another guy. Read. Okay. Oh, follow with Pratush. Okay, yeah. And he even uses Desi language, right? I've seen him using Desi language. And it feels like we are from same state. Okay. No, I don't want to hurry, but yeah, we can get a taste. Like if we have already done a topic, we can just revisit that topic, right? I think maybe we can give a try to the that tutor, right? Maybe he explain it in another way. We get another way of how to think. We can think about that. That will be good. Um, Yeah, I've just started the college. Just the first semester started. First time I started around 8th of August. We have the first online class. Was it okay? Maths type DSA question. Hey man, what you were asked? Like you're saying that you have an offer. What you were asked in that DSA round after going with Apna College? Like I will not say Apna College was very bad, but yeah, the gap is gap, right? So we will say what is wrong, right? Gaps are gaps. I just left it at some point. Many people kept saying, yeah, Apna College is trash, garbage, but I was just trying to follow it. At the time, I got to know, okay, reverse array somehow. Yeah. Okay, JS and Spring. Okay, so you have used JS. Okay, Spring Boot. So what you picked for the backend? This is must. So what stack you picked for the backend? So it means the Java stack, right? Java Spring Boot. Um, I was also thinking to go with the Java in the backend, as Java have some plus points, right? Yeah. But this is different that I'm doing lead code using C++. It's just different thing. Yeah, it's just in a plan. Doesn't matter. So we can say if we are targeting for, but you already did have a referral, right? As he was a friend. Script. And okay. That means the intermediate topics doesn't get asked, or maybe if they are asked, they will be that will be like maybe recursion, right? Sometimes even if someone is someone haven't the uh, not have the referral, right? Hi, bro. Sorry, net. Oh, hello, man. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I did my BScs and I'm still in six. Okay, tree graph. Yeah, I was thinking to focus more on the recursion, and after that, when trees and graphs will start, I will put good amount of time in that. As most of the companies, good companies are asking about. Yeah, I'm doing great. Most of the companies are asking about graphs and trees, right? Like the good companies where, and even I'm following what questions are being asked again, like BFS, DFS, and it's kind of very interesting thing, right? It's like at a point you feel that okay, DSS is something very interesting, right? Okay. Yeah, you can go with Java also. And Java, if you want, if you're going with Java, there is a slight practical advantage, right? If maybe, yeah, if you will take Java for the backend or the front end, or sorry, backend, then I think you will have some slight advantage as right. As even in Java, you will have to learn things when you will be in the backend if you will take Java. Right, this is a practical. If we see it in a practical way, right, then you can think about Java. So it will be more stronger with time, I think, right? And even if you will be doing it in C++, then I think you will get you will be able to understand the basics of Java. Maybe it will take 2 or 3 weeks. Engineering Digest, Java, and Coder Army Spring Boot and okay. I have listened about a guy. His name is Telescope, right? I think he's also in the backend, and his teaching style is very great for the Java Spring Boot. But I'm not learning. I'm not learning the backend things. But yeah, I'm exploring the resources. Engineering, they're just okay. You're giving advice to Vedant. Basic, really. Um, no college. No, I was just talking about this video as like, right? Are they just marketing it? They are just using marketing. Like they're just trying to show that this is a complete course. So is it really the case? Right. As they're covering these things, no bro marketing. No, he's like something like that guy, right? Who did just make videos where teachers react in 1 hour. Hey, so what was that engineering digest? Yeah, I think I've seen a video. I've seen a short from this guy, and yeah, I've seen a video of him on Recursion, right? He have videos on Recursion. Not on Recursion. I think I've seen his video on Java Collection Framework, and he frequently uses a code that if you are thinking that you will be that yeah, I will just learn it in one shot, then you can just leave the video, right? That's his code. Okay. We have seen this guy is the way he starts the videos. So I think if we will cover by from this guy, it will be enough for the backend, right? Like it will be good for the backend. Um, so it we have covered all the things like which are in the backend, right? For if we are choosing Java stack, yeah, but even in Java, only Java. Okay, hi Felix, so welcome to the stream. Uh, um, Coder Army. I'm taking the notes. I'm taking the notes. Right. Just wait. I think we. I have just taken a screenshot. Okay. Yeah. Mm, like I feel sometimes it's very important to first check about the resources, right? And the problem we are doing is that just we are doing it in a fun way, like to like experiment like how recursion is working here. As we have just started with recursion, and the objective of today is already completed, right? We did one problem, and here important questions on string. So have you just started with strings? Um, oh, you even remember the things in that much detail, right? It's so much detail. Great. Okay, I see. I think Ferex, this is the sheet from Upla College. There were some string questions that you can do, right? Like these. Like I did these. Maybe you can try these questions, or or you can even ask it from ChatGPT, right? That would be good. Or maybe these questions. And if you not want to get into this, then you can pick the travel play sheet, and here we have some recursion prop based problem. Sorry, string based problem. But I think here the problems are on another level, right? So I think this will be fine for you. You can even ask you should ask from ChatGPT, as you can start with the basic ones, the easy ones. As here the problems are somewhat disconnected. You can just ask. You should use ChatGPT. Yeah, but I think ChatGPT will be good, as you can first take some easy problems based on strings as, and I think you should not go very deep into the strings as strings have so many functions and that we can use when we are doing it for strings. Even I found that yeah, strings have so many functions, but I that stopped at that point because there are some other things that is needed to be learned that are more important than just going deep into just the string, right? And thanks for coming on the stream, Ferex. Hey, you guys are in the Discord. You guys can join the Discord. Here you can share what you are doing on a daily basis. Maybe you are working on a project. Maybe even if a part of it is completed, you can share that. And there are other people like us in the Discord. Some of them are in college. Some of them are already passed out and they are working. So, like, we are trying to create a community of good people who can help each other grow together. That's the purpose of this community. Or even in the on the YouTube, we are just trying to do the same thing. Oh, the link is not working. Yeah, this link will work, man. How this should working? That was a good joke, yeah, but it can become the reality, right? With time, you can try to you click it again, and it's oh LinkedIn. How the thing is happening? Okay, let me just check it from my mobile phone. See why it's not? No, man, it's getting open from the mobile phone. How you are able to open it? But if I will paste this in the YouTube, it don't know why it gets marked as this is not a link. Okay, just wait. I think this will work, right? Uh, as you can see, it just get marked as it is not a link, right? That's problem. But yeah, you can just type it, right? This is just a username. Um, I think you know why I just get stopped because I think you already know these things, right? It just feels like yeah, you will be thinking, okay, now this guy will tell me how to paste a link, right? Okay, we should continue from this point. Now again, continue. Okay, we have to again return n after this function, right? After this function work is done and should Okay, I think it will work. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Okay, then that if condition should be after the like at this point. Hmm. Okay. We have to do something with okay, got it. Return if n is equals to one. One step away. You should return the result of the recursive call. Think of function call. I think okay. We have to take the n, right? So If think it will be between reposition the mm, conditions. Okay, I think this will be the condition here. So, right. Mhm. Mhm. No, man. No. Before n is more than one, you would incorrectly reach one. Okay, because it will take modulo or first we are checking for if it's less than or equals to zero, and then if it's not equals to zero, then we have to check for if n is equals to one. Then we will return. um, we will return true, and I think this will fail. Mhm. Now it's asking for the order. Let's just think about after we return n, we're checking if it's less than zero, we return false. And if it's even not one, we will do and okay, I think this condition should not be here, right? Right, it will be here, but first we will take got messed up, right? It's a bit messed up. Now we'll use 2793 and one. True, correct. 10. So false, correct, and is equals to 3. False, correct. One time thing you technically don't need. No, because we have already handled, right? And if these conditions are not true, then we are again calling that function, right? Again, we have written n is equals to n by 3. So just wait. I will have to check it out again. If really the case, what? It just kind of gives a little bit, yeah, it's taking some good brain power. Uh, Guessing that's good. N false, false. Two, otherwise recursive call. Or okay, what can be? I think we should not use n is equals to n divided by 3, right? Yes. That means we are calling the next function with n divided by 3 and return whatever answer it gives me. Base case recursive reduction. Returning recursive result again and again, removing unnecessary conditions. So even after that, it is not working. Hmm, But still the code is not working. Why? Just wait. Edge cases. Okay, so I think it should be n is equals to 1, right? Okay, false, true, false. Shh, come on, come on. Oh, finally it got accepted after trying again and again. That's what recursion is, and now it's taking time, right? Hey, where is the suggested approach? Since big of one. Okay, big of log into 3m. Okay, it got, yeah. Hey, what will be the time complexity? Okay, log n both. Big of log n. Yeah. Because in the every call, like in the every recursive call, we are dividing the problem into half, right? We are dividing the number into half. So n divided by 3, n divided by 9, 27, 81. Then eventually it comes to a point when only one is left. Stacks. So yeah, space complexity will also be log n. Why space complexity is because the user calls that, that's the whole reason. Okay, waiting. Okay, so the revisit is done, and we did took time, but I think that was good. We did learn about something new things, even if not all the parts it's understood that much, right? But I think this was good. Geeks platform. Mm, right. So if I summarize what we did in today's stream was we first did a new problem which was on Geek for Geeks, and it was one we are to print 1 to n without using loops. That means we are supposed to use recursion. And this problem we use backtracking backtrack recursive method, right? And backtracking recursion method, which and its time complexity was big of n, and even we did explain it right using Excalibur like this, and and like this was a there was a constraint that we are not allowed to use every time I plus one or n plus one, right? So because of that, we did use backtracking recursion, right? And if it was normal recursion, then we would have just started with I is equals to one, and we could have just did I plus one every time until we reach n, and right. So this was the first problem that we did on Geek for Geeks. After that, we did revisited two problems today, and the first revisit was of Fibonacci number, right? In this, we did use recursion, and here the time complexity was big of big of two into n, right? I think this was the time complexity that we called. Maybe I think we can show it. Yeah, big of 2n square. I think we call it as this big of 2n square. And if we would have used dynamic programming, it would have been big of n. But we don't know about dynamic programming yet, so that's why we have just wrote the recursive code. And after that, we did revisited a problem after a long time, um, in which we did use recursion. Its name was power of 3. And before this, we did solve this problem, um, power of 3, on around 10th of June and 9th of June 2026, and it was we reduced for while loops in that, but this time we are learning recursion, so I thought why not pick this, and it's we did it using recursion, and we got to learn some new concepts like some it's ChatGPT was saying that yeah, there are some important things that we got to learn about. Just wait, I was trying to find that part. Yeah, and the part we struggle with is one of the most important recursion concepts. That is, a recursive call can return a value, and that value can be returned again by the caller. Okay, I do have to understand about it again. That exactly what this line does. Okay, we can give it a recursive call can return a value, and that value can be returned again by the caller. Okay, right. So that we will have that value, we can check for the conditions if these conditions are true. If not, then we will again call that function, and if that function again gives n value, we will use the return function and we will have the value, and we can again check for the conditions, right? I think this is the concept. And yeah, and its time complexity was big of log n. Yeah, we are just taking it as we are directly saying that the time complexity is that. But to calculate the time complexity when we are writing a code using recursion, then there is another method to calculate the time complexity, and that method is recursion tree. Like I like the recursion tree method, by using which we can calculate the time complexity. Another method is just a little bit more mathematical, right? Yeah, so I like the liked the recursion tree method. That was all for today's stream. We did solve one new problem, and we did revisit two problems. And yeah, the new problem that we did solve was on Geek for Geeks, and the two revisits that we have done was on LeetCode, right? So this was all. For now, you all can like the stream You don't have to subscribe right now. You can subscribe when you feel that this guy is learning something good, or we are learning something from him, or we are getting some value from him. Then you can consider to subscribe, right? And for now, you all can join the Discord. This is highly recommended, as here you can share what you are doing on a daily basis. You can give updates. Maybe you are working on a project, maybe just even a part of it is completed. You can share that, and we can review it. And like we are trying to create a community of good people who can help each other grow together. Um, yeah, and please to give reviews in the comment section, like what things should I improve, what new things should I come up with, should I change something in my explanation style, should I change something the way I'm approaching the problems, or should I change something in the way I do explain the things, or should I add something new, right? And in the end, I would say that we just first end the poll, right? Ending the poll is a 19 votes. Fine. So we did. In that, I will just say that keep learning and keep exploring new things, and just start taking actions, and things will start to happen. Just go and start taking actions, right? And just stay hard and just go and start taking actions.